Hey folks, Peter Brendler here. I just wanted to do a quick review and shout out for these strings I've been using for about the last month or so, maybe two. These are the Peter Infeld from Thomastik, at least on the E, A, and G. I haven't quite fully broken up with my spiral chords yet, so there's still a D holding out here. But in general, I'm really enthusiastic about these strings. They are primarily being marketed, I believe, as a classical string, and they bow really well. But for me as a pizzicato player, primarily a jazz player, they're fantastic, and I am really excited about them, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you all about these strings. So quick disclaimer, I am a Thomastik-Infeld endorsee, but this is not a paid or sponsored video. I'm just really excited about these strings and wanted to share with you all some of my feelings about them. Thomastik has been really wonderful for me, and as an artist, they've been just very supportive and have really helped me find my sound, helped me develop as a bass player, and so I am indebted to them, and I wanted to give something back to them because they're a great company. So before I get into the details, maybe just a little context. As I mentioned, I'm a jazz player. I do a lot of walking bass. I play in a lot of different groups, and I'm usually looking for a sound that has a really strong fundamental, like real clarity of pitch, and a feel that makes it easy to be consistent. As we know, that's something very important for bass players, is consistency. And for years, I've lived, using spiral chords in one form or another, like a lot of different bass players. They're kind of the reference point for jazz strings. So when I compare these, I'm mostly comparing to them to that general spiro core feel and sound. So again, these are the Peter Infeld strings, and they are, I know, being used by a lot of classical players, but I'm not sure how popular they are in the jazz world yet. They speak really easily. They're focused, and they have a really rich, polished core sound. The first thing I noticed when I put them on compared to spiros is that they're loud. They're maybe a little bit louder. They are less bright. They are missing some of that top end sparkle and brilliance. And at first I was like, I don't know if I can deal with these because they felt a little bit too dead. But as they've broken in, I've really started to relate to them. They have if I could describe it as a more kind of focused core sound. They have a really deep bottom, and they feel very full under a band. So something that I know for myself and a lot of other players is that using spiral chords, the G on top has always been a little bit problematic, in that it can be too bright, too zingy, and so people have experimented with gut strings and various other different types of strings, synthetics on top, to mitigate that. I think these strings do a really good job of sort of bridging the gap between an old school gut sound and a more modern steel string, without feeling like a compromise in any way. So one of the big things for me is feel, and these feel really good for walking. They feel a little bit, it's funny because I think the diameters are relatively similar to spiral chords, but they feel thicker. It's hard to describe until you play them, but they feel like a little bit more robust. There's a really centered attack and a real clear feeling with the pitch. Like I always kind of know where the note is landing. It feels really comfortable. And the sound feels really full without being too bright. So in a group, it can be it sits especially well with the band. So enough of me talking. Let me do a little bit of playing, and hopefully this will translate in the video. I'm gonna just play, as so many videos we see people playing really pyrotechnic stuff. That's not me. I'm gonna play some walking bass. This is what we do most of the time as bass players. So here's a blues in F at a slow tempo, and hopefully again some of this will translate through the video. Yes, I really like them down in that low register. I just want to stay down there for a bit and feel that sustain and warmth. But the thing that I really like too, as I mentioned before, is these sound good, for me at least, all the way up the register of the bass. So when I get up there into the thumb position with Pizzicato, it's not quite as bright and cutting as a spiral, but I feel like it's there's more bottom. I don't lose the feeling, even up in the higher register, I still feel like I'm getting warmth, and I really appreciate that. Just to give you some variety, I'm going to walk something in the middle register of the bass, but a little bit faster. Let's see. So, I mean, I've been playing these for a while now, so they're starting to feel really comfortable. I really feel like I'm connecting with them. And hopefully you can hear that too. Hopefully, again, this is coming across clearly in this video. Would be remiss if I didn't also, demonstrate a little bit of Arco. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a Pitts player, but Arco is really important to me. I think it's essential, at least for me. I know maybe this isn't true for everybody, but for me, in order to really address intonation and sound and left hand, I have to practice with the bow, and I do it every day, and I start every day with practicing long tones, and some other things too, but really it's just a way for me to connect with the instrument. So I mean, they just really feel comfortable with the bow. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm still using a Spyro D. I had the full set on, and it just felt a little bit, I was missing some brightness or something there. So I kept the D on, and I like it, so I'm just gonna keep it for a while, and maybe we'll change the full set. But thanks to Thomastik for making these wonderful strings and sharing them with me, and hopefully this video has been helpful for anybody out there who is thinking that maybe they would like to try these strings out. Again, I really recommend them. They've been great for me. I'm going to stick with them for the foreseeable future, and there's some records I recorded recently with them on them, so you can hear them in a better recorded context within the next few months as those come out. So thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy.